Here we are, tucked away in a corner of Hall 5. Time for a sit down, I think, but who better to have a sit down with than Dr. Tony Bastock, who's the Group Managing Director of Contract Chemicals, all the way from Merseyside back in the UK. Tony, how are you, sir?
Very good, thank you, and good morning, good afternoon to everyone, and looking forward to a great show.
Yeah, me too. I've lost track of time too already, I must confess. So let's have a chat. First of all, there's lots to talk about, but first of all about contract chemicals. Tell me which part of the business it finds itself in.
Well, basically our business is split between agrochemicals and pharmaceuticals, some industrial products as well, but the majority of our products are the building blocks for the pharma and ag chem industry, the intermediates, and they're based on probably about 6 technologies, of which the most important is bromination, bromine. We are a big user of elemental bromine, about 2,500 tons per year, and our major, if you like, markets are in Europe, although we do sell to the Far East, the States, generally across the world. But again, a major focus will be on the high-tech intermediates for the pharma and agrochemicals industry.
And just talk to me briefly, if you will, about where you find your bromine products being used for in particular.
Okay, the major use obviously is in the intermediates area. One of the big uses these days is in anti-epileptic drugs, but a whole number of drugs use it, but the big one is anti-epilepsy. On the agrochemical side, it's into corn herbicides and corn products. So, it's a pretty versatile atom, is our friend bromine. Yes. And, it's a useful atom, but it never survives usually. I mean, we put it on and the next step is to knock it off. So we tend to then take back products for recycling and so on. So we always believe we never really sell bromine, we just lease it to our customers. Yeah.
Well, that's chemistry for you, I suppose. How's business? How's business been for contract?
Pharmaceutical industry is a little bit mature, if I put it nicely. No real big blockbusters coming forward, but the business itself is very solid. Agrochemicals, patchy. The corn herbicide, sadly, not doing particularly well, but generally the business is doing well. And to be frank, the macro trends in agrochemicals are very positive. We've got a growing world population. Yes. We've got a static landmass, or you could argue that if global warming gets going, we could have less. Yeah. There's the competition between food and fuels for the crops, and basically that means, less food to feed this growing population. 9 billion people by 2050 take some feeding. But the big driver, strangely enough, is that the Chinese population are changing their diet from a rice vegetarian diet towards a pork and poultry diet, and you need 6 kilos of grain to feed a kilo of pork. Right. And so the pressure on crops will grow. So the mega trends in agrochemicals will be very positive. We've just got a slight dip at the moment. We think it'll be coming back towards the end of 2016, 2017, and we'll just continue to grow. Because despite the organic movement, I'm afraid you need chemicals to feed people, and that's what will be used.
What a fascinating insight. Tony, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, you have a role, broader role at the European level, above and beyond what you do with contract chemicals. Tell me about that.
Okay, I'm Vice President of CPhI, the European Trade Association for the chemicals industry, and I also chair the ABM, the Association of Business Members, which are the smaller members in CPhI membership. There's about 600 of them. Smaller in CPhI terms, being less than €1 billion turnover.
So small.
Yeah. I mean, people like Kodak Palmolive are considered small.
Goodness me.
Their turnover in chemicals is relatively small. But that is a very diverse group. That's everything from complex pharmaceuticals through to titanium dioxide. So you can imagine, it's a bit like herding cats, getting this lot going in the same direction. Yeah. But there are horizontal issues that affect us all, like energy, like health and safety and so on. So that's where we concentrate.
Well, I was going to say, what do you hope to achieve? And particularly, we are at CPhI worldwide, worldwide, obviously Europe is very well represented. What outcomes do you hope to achieve as part of that organisation?
Okay, what we're looking for is really a two-pronged attack. One is to see our customers, and we can see a lot of customers very quickly here, and they're coming to us instead of us flying around the world to see them, which is good. I can't say that there will be in-depth meetings because it's all too frantic, but at the end of it all, it's setting up the in-depth meetings here. On the other side, we're looking to meet new customers, and launch a couple of new products, and basically, things like phosphorus oxybromide, citroconic anhydride. We've got all the literature here, and we keep, passing it out to anybody who's willing to take it. So it's a real two-pronged attack, old and new. Valued customers, and looking for the new ones who will keep us into the future, basically.
Well, we're delighted that you're here. Finally, my last question is, you are recognised by the Queen. You have an OBE. Tell me about that. For what services have you been recognised?
Okay, services to the chemical industry, and David, it was a long time ago. It was 1998. I did a lot of research with the University of York on new catalysis systems, or the company did, which was very successful. And also I led a few trade missions, or quite a lot of trade missions, for the UK into some iffy parts of the world. And, and then things when Russia was changing, and one of the ministers said, "So you got your OBE for taking the trade mission to Russia?" And I said, "No, for getting it back." So, they were the fun days. It's much easier these days.
Well, good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Good luck with Contract Chemicals and its new products as well, and hope to see you again here next year.
Great, and we will be here next year. There's no doubt about it.
Good stuff. Thank you, Dr. Tony Bastock, OBE, here on the Contract Chemicals stand in Hall 5 of CPhI Worldwide.